Hi everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, Park Street University, for having us here. My name is Nitzan. I am the founder of Cardenxe Sotol. Cardenxe Sotol is a brand that started 2 years ago. So Sotol is a new category. I know not many of you know about it, so I'm just going to give you a little bit of background. Sotol is a Mexican distilled spirit from the north of Mexico. Chihuahua, Durango, and Coahuila are the three states that hold the denomination of origin. Sotol is widely grown and is not from agave. It's from a different plant named the Dasylirium plant, or commonly known as the Sotol plant. That's where it gets the name of Sotol. Okay, so to start, why open a new category? No, opening a new category is extremely expensive, right? You have to spend a lot of the money that you would be spending on marketing or on sales. You have to spend it on educating the consumer, right? There's a lot of people who don't know what it is. So you have to educate not only about your brand, but you have to tell them what Sotol is, So why open a new category? There's less competition. You can be the pioneers of the industry and you can create the new rituals. There's no stereotypes, right? So for us, it was very important to create something that was authentic. And in this world that is full of commoditized spirits, we wanted to create something like a special spirit that we could relate to more. And well, here is where we've messed up and what we've learned. So number one, don't doubt the core values of your brand. There's going to be so many people that, and it has happened to us, where they come and they tell us, yeah, it's cool, but I don't get it. And for example, the name Cardenxe is such a difficult name, right? We've gone around and people cannot pronounce it. And everyone kept telling us, like, change the name. But the name is so important to us and is so connected to the brand that we've decided not to change the name. And in fact, we've made a whole advertising campaign on just people pronouncing the name, right? So just ensure that you have a very strong bottle and a very strong design so that can, people can look at it from afar and that it can stand out. And yeah, don't doubt your core or values. You know your brand, and yeah. Now, don't overcomplicate the product. So our brand, I didn't want to say much about the brand because I wanted to focus on this, but our brand has so many details. If you guys can pass by, we're right over here. You can learn a little bit more. But we talk about Sotol, we talk about terroir, we talk about the story, about the bottle, about art. There are so many things that describe our brand. And it has become so complicated for people to just, remember everything. So try to be consistent with the storytelling. Try to understand what the consumer is getting the most. So try to understand what is it that consumers resonate most with the brand and keep on repeating that. Be consistent so everyone remembers. If something is not working, change it. Test and learn different strategies. Don't beat the dead horse, as my business partner says, right? We are so proud of the brand and so connected, and we have sometimes a little bit of ego about it. And simply sometimes it just doesn't work. So don't be afraid of trying different things, and don't be afraid to accepting a loss and just, taking everything out from that. So when creating a new category, I think it's very important, especially in the Mexican distilled spirits, to work with your suppliers, to work with everyone within the supply chain, because the more they grow, the more you are going to grow. It's not a very big, super structured, usually when opening a new category, the supply chain is not very structured, right? So it's good to work hand by hand to make sure that they, properly work, follow the right ways of doing things, and have a nice structure. For us, it's been very important to get involved with the regulatory agencies. For mezcal, for tequila, you have the CRT, the CRT, the CRM, which are the Councils of Regulation of Mezcal and Tequila. For Sotol, it's not yet very well established. So we are working very hard with the people involved so that we have a council that can protect our denomination of origin, as mezcal and tequila have a council that does that for them. And well, last but not least, work with all of your competitors. Like our competitors are our best friends. We're creating a category together, and what we want is for people to know what Sotol is, so they can order it whenever they are in a bar or whenever they see it in a shelf. If you don't work with your competitors and you're constantly just trying to take away their listings or be the one that stands out the most, you are not creating a category. Perhaps a brand, but it's not going to suffice to make an impact in the industry. So what we think are the top 5 strategies to approach the market: jack of all trades, master the known. Don't go to all the markets in the world. Try to build a small market. I'm going to go back after that, but build a small market and little by little start growing, start learning from that market. And then once you've grown, start applying those lessons in other markets. Form deep relationships with key accounts. For us, there's 20% of our accounts move 80% of our product. That is super important. They are helping us educate. They're helping us tell people what Sotol is. That is way more valuable than having 100 accounts that have one bottle in my bottle if it's just accumulating dust in the back, right? Galvanize the bar community. Do cocktail contests, brand ambassadors, industry nights. The cocktail and the bar community is the one that is going to tell other people, is the one that is going to educate. So they are a big piece for the education of the community. That we have to balance a lot between entertaining and educating, right? How do we make events and activations that are at the same time educating but not boring and, entertaining? Some struggles: be careful of brokers. For us, it has been, we've spoken to so many brokers. Some of them have been amazing. Some of them have just been, I don't want to say a waste of money, but it has hurt us in our budgets, right? So it just sounds very appealing to have brokers everywhere, but you have to be very smart when you pick the brokers, making sure that the brokers are aligned with your brand and that the brokers are going to make you grow. So, yeah. People get approached by brands, bars get approached by brands 10 times a day, 15 times a day. So we want to understand, they're going to try to find the reason why not to work with us. And we try to anticipate and, offer solutions and understand why are the good things, why bars or different stores would work with us. And yeah, we sell the knowledge of how to sell the product. We try to really get people to understand Sotol and get motivated by Sotol. So whenever they speak about it, they can get through with the message the same way that we're doing it. Go deep or go home. And yeah, so we've worked with something that I was speaking about before, which is work with some of the accounts to make them spread your brand. We worked with Bar Calico, which is an amazing brand in New York, and they've opened their own Sotoleria through us teaching them about Sotol. And they don't have our brand only. They have a huge brand, but it's the only bar that is Sotol focused in the US. And they have helped us spread the message very well. Laurel 32 is also a restaurant in Mexico where they only have a Sotol bar. And, they are trying to help us spread the message. And yeah, this is us. I hope you guys can pass by the booth. And thank you so much.